political climate is here. We are in an election year, and AI is going to throw a huge wrench into all sorts of things. So here in Utah, our governor is Governor Cox. I will say I did not vote for him this go round, but he's not my favorite person in the world.
But he is your guy right now, like it or not.
He's our guy. He just got reelected. Like he won at least the Republican vote or whatever. Anyway, but right before this primary election that just took place like a week or so ago, this tweet came out that had video of Governor Cox admitting that he had some fraudulent signatures for when he was running for governor.
Basically just a lie.
Right.
It's not even like, okay.
Yeah, so it's a full-on AI video, and I will say it's a Twitter account that like released it, but people who are opposing him have been had retweeted it and things like that.
Of course.
Right, of course they did.
You want to believe, right? When you see something that supports your position. This is why this stuff gets shared a lot. And this is the problem with it, right? When you see something that supports your position, you're going to share it. Share, just like, yes. Yeah. You're like, got him.
Perfect.
Even on Twitter?
Great. Right.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, so it's an AI-generated video. It's not Governor Cox saying the things he's saying. And it's just kind of leads into this whole, what can we even believe with our own eyes and with our own ears, especially when we're getting into such we're a super divided nation. There's a lot of like vitriol on both sides. And, say a video of Trump or a video of Biden comes out that has like really horrific things that they're saying. And, it's going to get shared pretty widely by either side, like you said, because I am for, this is really good for me. I'm going to share this. So, I mean, like, what can we do about this? Like, what do you guys think about? I mean, we knew this was coming. We've talked about AI deepfakes for a while.
So I'm looking at it right now. In your opinion, on a scale of 1 to 10, how convincing was this?
It's not a great deepfake for sure. Yeah.
Because it seemed like it was like refuted pretty quickly, right?
Yeah, like you can see there's like oddness with his mouth and like.
I agree. It has uncanny valley, but I would put it's above a 5. It's it's a more convincing than not, I think, to a lot of people, because this is like the perfect scenario for this. It's 6 seconds of video, so it's very short. So the uncanny valley, you don't have to dip into it too much, right? It's like it's a very short period of time. It says one sentence. So in passing, the average person is not going to see that's fake.
Yeah.
So you live in Utah. What was the reaction at first? Did everyone think he had cheated in the election, or?
Yeah, I don't think it was spread wide enough for like there to be some like widespread reaction to it. I think it was a little late in the election. I think most people were going to be voting for him anyway. So like, I think it was, kind of like, oh, like either they didn't see it or ignored it. But I mean, I could see this like on a larger scale. Like you said, most everyday people don't even understand how these things can get generated. So
they don't even know this exists.
Right. So they see a video like this and they'll take it at face value.
Because that's been the bar before, right? It's been like, most people have been like, there was a point where we could trust images, right? And then people are like, I think most people now like, well, we can't really trust an image, although some people still do.
Right.
But the bar has been like the video bar has always been really high. It's like, oh, it's on video. It's kind of like, unless it looks really fake, it's kind of true. I mean, there's like crazy UFO videos that people have believed that are obviously fake, right? But people do believe them because, again, it supports their position. They want to believe, right?
They want to believe.
Right,
X-Files.
Call back to X-Files. Sorry, I couldn't resist. But, but they do. It supports your position. So it's kind of like you look past the... I think it's a subconscious thing too. Sometimes you just kind of look past. You're like, oh, that supports my position. Share.
Like,
Well, let me ask you guys a question. What is the remedy here? Obviously, we can't stop deepfakes being created. Should the person that disseminates it get in trouble?
Yes, the creator, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I would think it'd be similar to maybe like a copyright strike where, if they are disseminating, or like not a copyright strike, I'm talking about defamation. So
defamation, libel, slander, whatever that is.
Right. You could definitely be liable for that. Now, tracing the source of that is hard, but with defamation per se, you don't have to like have created it. You just have to share it with a new audience.
Mm-hmm.
So that is definitely up for, so if I shared it, I could be liable for defamation on that front. And I think
do you like that? Is that too much overreach?
No, I do like that. Like, because it really puts the onus on me. If I'm going to share something, I need to confirm that it is a legitimate source before I share it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that onus needs to be put on you. And really, you're not going to feel that weight unless there is consequence to your actions. So
I also think platforms are going to have to do something about this. While some on both ends, while the creation platforms are trying to do something, right? When you create something on a lot of these, they are watermarking them. If you upload something to any of Meta products now, and it's been obviously been created by AI, it tags it as being made with AI. It puts a little thing at the bottom of it. I think they changed that tag recently. It's not made with AI now. It's like something else AI, but it tags it that it was like somehow either manipulated or generated with AI. But then also the platforms themselves should have to police those things in terms of like not being responsible for what's posted there in this because of section whatever it is, 246 or whatever it is. Like not going into that, but more along the lines of just ethically being like, if people are going to post AI content, we need to make sure that we are flagging it, and the platforms are actually responsible for flagging AI created content as well.
Yeah.
All right. So let's say that. So how do we discern between like I'm putting this out there, it's a joke, versus a meme, or versus like I'm trying to destroy, Governor Cox's career here?
Right, because I agree, intent matters, right?
Yeah.
This is clearly the intention here is clearly not to make a joke out of this or say something funny. The intention here is to derail whatever, derail his campaign.
Yeah, because they had the presidents playing Call of Duty, which is kind of funny. Barack and, I don't forget who, it was Trump and Barack. I forget who the other president was.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
But maybe they shouldn't even be doing that. I mean, they haven't consented to that. They didn't do that. So, I mean, the same rules could probably still apply.
Right.
Jest or not.
Yeah, so I could see where maybe some of the laws would need to be changed with defamation as well, because with defamation, especially for a public figure, it has to be with malice, which means not necessarily that I'm like, malice. It's more of you have to know that it is false when you share the information. So
if you believe it's true, it's okay.
Well, exactly.
Well, yes.
That's the thing. So if you know that it is false and you share it, then you can be liable for defamation. But so with this, like I could hide behind like, oh, I didn't know it was fake. I thought it was true.
I agree. That's where it has to change.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Because you're right. Because you have to, you're then not only, you have to be more responsible than just being like, oh, I believed it. No. Right. You have to have said, no, it's from a trusted source or whatever. I did due diligence. Yeah. You're going to love my not know this week, Sarah.
Okay.
Because it is directly tied to this. So anybody who's interested in this, definitely stick around for the not know, because it's tied to exactly this.
That's awesome.
So is this name Brian Cox? What's his name?
No, it's Spencer Cox.
Spencer Cox. Does he look like Lex Luthor to you? Just wondering.
Supervillains all run for office. We do
like
know
I
this,
said,
right? This is a thing.
He's not my favorite. Like he's the one behind the whole like social media ban for kids in Utah and stuff. And so I'm no friend to Spencer Cox.
If you want to admit it here, Sarah, you can. Is this your handiwork?
Did you make this thing?
Did you make this? I mean, let's just go on record right now. If you want to clear your name, now's the time.
Come clean.
Shoot. Shh. I didn't want to be sued for defamation.
Don't worry, you won't. The law's not there yet.
Yeah, exactly. I'm good. I thought it was true when I made it.
So the impact was negligible to him as a candidate, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
It was.
But we're worried
low.
about in general that where someone could put one out that's a little bit better.
I also think it's difficult to measure whether it even was difficult to, if you can say it was negligible impact, because there's probably still people who believe this is still true.
Oh,
right.
for
They
sure.
saw it on video, even though it's been debunked by now. They're like, no, it's true. I don't care what you say now. I've originally believed it. I refuse to change my position. Yeah. It's true. The guy could literally tell them, I made it. Be like, no, you didn't. Yeah, that's true. I said that.
Saw it. Yeah. Because like originally it was Pix or it didn't happen. Now it's like Pix, did it happen?
Right. Now it's video, it didn't happen. Now it's like, it doesn't matter. Like,
I don't
unless
know.
I'm there talking to you, did it happen?
Right, exactly.
So outside of politics, what other deepfakes do we worry about? Like, what are you guys worried about?
Well, celebrities and like, inappropriate content with celebrities.
Sure.
I do think the ones about inappropriate, I've seen like just regular people or kind of famous people on Twitter get, they show them in compromising positions and they didn't happen. Deepfakes that aren't real, but still, that's kind of embarrassing, especially the ladies.
Oh, for sure.
I think those people should get fined. And I guess the more and more I think about it, you should definitely be fined for this. I don't know if you go to jail. Yeah. You should be hitting the wallet for it. Because I'm worried about the government always overreaching, like where they just ban everything. Every video share no longer because we can't determine what it is, or something that truly did happen and they'll say it's a fake and then you can't share it unless you go to jail.
Well, I think that's the other thing. I think if we would have, if this kind of technology would have been around 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I think we would have heard Trump say that he didn't say what he said on the bus.
Right.
Because you would have been able to, a real video, you would have just had somebody just deny it.
Agreed.
And that's the same for any politician. Just picking on that one, but on this big...
The NBC...
yes, exactly.
Yeah,
the court on...
we don't need to repeat it.
I'm not going to repeat what he said.
Please,
I'm definitely not going to repeat what he said. Yeah. But he would have denied saying it and just said that it was 100%. AI.
100%. That's exactly what came into my head as well. The same thing.
Just an example. There's lots of others, but that's just an example that comes to mind.
Yeah, but exactly. Like now you'll get to a point where like, me and my court cases and everything, we're always talking about that. But where like, if you have a video of a dude like robbing something, they could be just like, oh yeah, no, that wasn't me, it is AI generated. Like even video proof evidence could be not enough to overcome reasonable doubt in a criminal case. Like we could be ignoring everything we see.
That's it. We're going to be in court next examining hands because we know the AI can't get their hands right. We're like, well, that hand looks... He's got 7 fingers. Look, that's not real. That's an AI-generated hand.
Forensic people saying this video is original or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, video forensic people have got to have like their careers are going to be booming at the minute. They are absolutely loving it.
I'm the AI video forensic guy.
It's going to be a thing.
And the chain of command, or like the
custody.
Thank you. I'm like, I just said that wrong. Chain of custody is going to be super, super important. We're like, I got it from the like security footage here, and then it came to here, and then it came to here. And we were just kind of, briefly chatting about this before we went live on stream. But with the Karen Reed case, there was Sallyport video of her car coming into the police station, and the video was mirrored. And so during the whole testimony, they're like, see, nobody goes near the taillight that's broken. But the taillight that's broken was actually the other side because of the way the mirror looked. It looked like we're looking at the passenger side, but we were looking at the driver's side. And it wasn't until the defense came up and said, like, hey, so you said this is like a depiction of this? Like, why is this word backwards? And he's like, oh, well, it's a mirror. And he like, really? Like, you just spent your whole testimony talking about how this is the one side and it's mirror. And that's not even AI generated, but that's still like when you're manipulating video to show something that like, I can't believe my own eyes. Like, you were just telling me this and I was looking and that's not what's the truth.
Some of these they're really good. I mean, you've seen them on YouTube too. That's kind of the talking heads. They're getting better and better and better at this. The latest generation of these combining something like 11 Labs with, I forget what the video caricature thing is, but there's an avatar you can have that's kind of out of the box that will say whatever you want it to say now. And making one of those is pretty simple. I put myself into one and made one of myself and it's pretty convincing. I mean, even for me, and I'm like watching myself and I'm like, wow, that does sound like me. And it does look like I'm saying that.
Well, this was 2 years ago, or maybe a year and a half ago, probably, where we converted one of our YouTube streams to Japanese.
I think you told us about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it looked super legit.
Yeah.
Well, legit enough. My point is always the shorter the video, the more legitimate it can come across as. This 6-second video can feel this way because it is only 6 seconds. There's not enough time for somebody to kind of put 2 and 2 together and really start looking at it. Because when you really start looking at it, it looks kind of fake-ish, right? It's like, but when you don't and it's in peripheral and you're scrolling, he said this. And I guarantee there's still people today that believe he said it.
So the reason I wouldn't believe he said it, even when I saw it, is because he's holding a microphone on stage. I'm like, he's got to be smarter than that. He got elected. Like
he's not announcing maybe this to the world.
I don't know. We've seen these guys do some crazy things.
You don't know him like I know him. No, but the other implication is you were talking about, like, what else where this can go wrong. The other implication is, I don't know if we talked about this or if it happened before, like, our podcast really started, but there was video of a manager at Google, like, talking about, like, some changes to YouTube, and a lot of accounts got hacked because they thought this was a legitimate video of somebody at YouTube explaining this thing, and you have to do this and this and this in order for, like, your channel to, like, get to this next, like, thing or whatever. I can't remember the exact details of it, but it was like a total scam but you're like, oh, this is like the manager at Google telling me to do something, so I'm going to do it.
YouTube has a problem with these. They had a bunch of Elon Musk ones for a while. They're running a whole bunch of channels with Elon Musk's where telling you to invest in a certain crypto, and you were basically depositing money into invest in crypto, and that money was just disappearing. They were just stealing it.
Yeah.
But the videos were pretty convincing, and all they did was they put them on legitimate accounts. So they put them on accounts that were stolen. They rebranded the accounts. So let's say the accounts had 100,000 followers. They rebranded them as Tesla. Right, so they changed the name, the logo, and then rebranded and re-showed this live video of on YouTube, like, continuously 24/7 until the account got banned, which was usually days, by the way.
Right.
In that time, they've made a fortune. And then there was another thing. I remember seeing a bunch where there was a Metallica scam too, which is like such a niche-like thing to get into. But they were scamming and putting up like live, like Metallica saying they're into Bitcoin. It was the same scam with a different set of people. But the video was kind of convincing.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
Man, you deserve to lose your money if you're blaming Metallica for financial advice.
Hey, people are into what people are into. This is the thing, right? But this is the thing when people think about this idea. When you're into a thing and you have trust with somebody, that's the thing. People trust who they trust. If you trusted Elon, you'd have jumped on that thing. If you trust Metallica, you'd have jumped on that thing, right? And I'm sure there's hundreds of others. I probably saw that because I'd watched some videos before, and that's why it came in my feed. But I'm assuming there's a Taylor Swift version. There's another, whoever you put trust in, you take that, and it, like, if you can convince somebody that's that person, they're gonna make a fortune.
During the Johnny Depp trial, like, there was like a live Johnny Depp interview, and like I was like, oh, interesting, and I clicked on it. And like it was a YouTube video, but I was like, oh, this is clearly a scam. But like, for people who don't know, they're like, oh, live Johnny Depp interview. Like, it was totally not live. It was like from years ago, but like it was crazy.